Good, man.
I'm good.
You sure, bro?
Yeah.
You ready to do this for what?
I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm ready.
You're the man. Yo, wait, what work did you have to do?
I had sent some emails. I had to, do some follow-up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready to talk, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm locked in.
You locked in? Are you praying right now? What are you doing over there? Are you meditating? Are you praying?
Our president's COO, like before calls, he'll do that. He'll like take a deep breath and then just like take a moment and bring yourself into the moment.
So you pull the mic a little bit closer to you, just
my bad.
when you're speaking low like that, speaking
Sorry.
gingerly.
Sorry. Anyway, he does the thing where he's like, take a moment, take a deep breath, bring yourself into the moment, and then and however long it is, you're like zoning yourself in. So that's what I just did.
You just zoned yourself in.
I did.
Okay, and you're different.
I'm in.
You're zoned in.
I'm
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to talk.
All right, man.
I
You ready
got
to
rid
talk,
of-
man?
I got
Without
rid of
further
the-
ado, hey, what's up, man? Welcome to Big Talk with Christian Henley. Today, I am with another dear friend named. Go ahead.
Reuschal, RJ.
RJ Reuschal. Hey, when you say Reuschal, everyone says, "Did you say?"
What was that? Like
Well-
everyone has like
Because even the people listening, they think you're saying
Russell.
Russell.
Or, yeah. Some variation.
like Russell.
yes, ELL.
EL 2 L.
Yeah.
But your name is not Russell.
No, my name is Reuschal, and then they always like spell it like that's gonna help.
Right.
But it's Reuschal.
Reuschal.
Reuschal. Yeah. I'm the only one in the world with that name.
It will accept the person because I know this story. You got your name from a baseball player.
Yeah, but even his name was spelled.
Oh, really?
Was spelled differently. It was Reuschel.
Okay.
Yeah. So my mom took that, chopped it and screwed it, and put an A.
And put an A.
Yeah, which is a much better looking name. I'd be pissed off if my name was like Reuschal with an EL.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can be named Reuschal, have to explain your name to everybody, and that not upset you. But the fact if it was with an E instead of an A, that's when you would have been like, oh, that's over the top, Mom.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
That would have pissed you
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I love my name.
It's an awesome name.
I appreciate that.
It's memorable. You get to do, because I am not. Reuschal and I, we go out. We used to go out, in Atlanta a lot, and I have never ever experienced a time where you introduced yourself to someone and they did not say Russell. It just happened earlier today.
Yeah.
It just again. He's visiting from out of town, and it literally just happened as we came into this building. It will happen forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a moment where I've said my name and it didn't devolve into like a what
So
back and forth
You know that's gonna happen whenever you introduce yourself.
every single time.
Okay.
Or people are just like, yeah, forget that name. I'm gonna call you what I want to call you.
You know what? This is actually, I think I'm learning something, because you have a general disposition of being over it. Like your general disposition is you're already exhausted, which to me, I find it comical, because whenever I meet people who are just already over life and they're still here, to me, that's hilarious. And now I'm learning that if I had to walk into a situation knowing that I'm going to be exhausted from the top of the exchange, I would probably have that. I can't even meet people because I'm going to be exhausted just at the beginning. Is that how you, are you excited going into meeting a new person? Or are you like, fuck, I have to get over this name thing first?
Yeah. So I love meeting new people.
Yes. You're definitely a people person.
Appreciate that, despite being over it all the time, according to you.
Oh.
It's fine. It's fine. So I love meeting new people. And honestly, I've been doing this name game for my life, my whole life, every interaction from like, young boy to like who I am now is like, say that one more time. Okay, now spell it. I don't like spelling it because, it's not going to help people. And so I try to like, warn them from that. Like, okay, I'll spell it. You're still going to have a quizzical look on your face. And I know that because, spelling it out, it doesn't help you phonetically with like how to say my name.
Yeah.
And people who like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like, no, it doesn't.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
So like that part, I was like, all right, man, like. Whatever.
So what do you? So what happens after that? Because for me, see, I'm getting over it by like secondhand from you. Because like when I'm around you and it happens, I know it's gonna happen, and I tend to tune out like after it's Reuschal. And then there's more that you go through, but I'm already talking to the friend or something.
Yeah.
I'm already. So what happens after you spell it and they don't get it? Then what? How do you get them to get it? You just keep saying Reuschal.
No, just call me RJ. Full circle.
Just call me RJ.
Yeah, that's what I did in college.
Yeah. That's what. I met you as RJ.
Yeah, because can you imagine like this point in time where you are meeting probably more people in any given day than you will ever in your life.
Yeah.
So can you imagine, like, I would never go to class. I'd never get anything done.
You're just explaining
it's just
your
like
name.
I'm walking around spelling my name, right?
Yeah.
So you'll just call me RJ.
RJ.
And
Did you like the name RJ?
Love the name RJ.
Really?
Yeah.
Question. Do you feel like there's different, like when people refer to you as RJ versus Reuschal, does that make you feel different? Do you have different?
People who call me RJ, I feel like have known me for a very long time.
Okay.
And I mean, people call me Reuschal like still as well. But like people who call me RJ, like I know those folks like deeply and I have an affinity for them. And then frankly, like they're like, so in college it was, just call me RJ because of the ease of it. But I think once I graduated and like became a professional, my mama gave me this name, right? So my name is Reuschal, and like I don't care if we take 30 minutes to go through this. That's my name. My mama gave me that name. So like you gonna
call me Reuschal. You gonna learn.
Yeah. You gonna learn. I'm a take my time. I'm a put on my voice and like it's Reuschal. So yeah.
Okay, anyways, we went on a long tangent about your name, bro.
We sure did.
I'm sorry about that. I was curious. So why don't you, we're about 8 minutes in now somehow. But can you tell people what's going on? Who are you?
Man, so that's like an interview question, and I
just
never
like a real
have
quick
an answer. Yeah, so who am I? I'm a black man in America.
So you're a nobody.
Yeah. No, that's rude.
Damn, that's not the right. That was what I was looking for. That was what I was looking for. Sorry, everybody.
I'm going to tell you, listening to your other podcast, that you got to drop the sound effects.
I got to drop those?
They're awful.
Well, they're here. The thing is, they're on the board. They're not labeled, by the way, everybody knows. They're not labeled. They're just colors. Big, like blinking green, blue, magenta squares on a board. So I'm like, it's really calling me. Like, just press one of these things, and we'll see what happens. I still think there's a few that I have never pressed, but I never get it right.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't press them either. It's just
Reuschal. I'll tell you what, who Reuschal is. He's always been an asshole. Like, and that has been, for me, that's been the most endearing quality about you, bro. Is that you're just an asshole. Anyways, continue telling people who you are. You're a black man in America.
Yeah, from Georgia.
The deep South too, like Conyers, Georgia.
Yeah, hardly the deep South, but like it is situated in the South. Okay. People who are not from there would be like, yeah, it's the deep South. So I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this is. I feel like I'm in an interview.
You're just a nigga.
So
I'm just a nigga in a podcast room. Just kidding, bro.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to have you, bro. Like, I remember when we first met, man. We bonded over food and alternative music, bro. I mean, one of the other black men that I experienced in my life that actually enjoyed Regina Spektor and John Mayer is your favorite artist.
Yes.
What was that like being a 6'3", 6'4" black man jamming out to John Mayer? Coming up in Conyers, Georgia.
Yeah. So Room for Squares was the album that came out in like my formative years, and the backstory of this is that my older brother, who like passed away, he put me on
really
to John Mayer. Yeah.
How much older was he than you?
4 years.
4 years older than you.
Yeah.
Okay. What was his name?
3 years. Velo. Yeah, Velo. Love that guy. He put me on, and like with food or music or like whatever, like a moment is dope because of like how it made you feel or the people you were with that you can like, take from their energy and like their excitement and be like, okay, yeah, that shit was fire.
Right.
So when I first heard No Such Thing, I want to run through the halls of
Please don't do it.
school. My bad.
Stop it. Stop it.
I want to scream at the top of my lungs. Anyway, like my brother was like in the car looking at me like respond to this in real time, and he in his eyes was just like hype. And so,
But he played it.
He played it.
Okay. And did he know that you liked it at the time?
No. He was like, "Yo, this dude John Mayer is nice."
Okay.
And like, check this song out. And like he played it, and I was just like, "Yo, this is dope." And so I got the album and listened to like it just nonstop.
How? What kind of person was your older brother? And give us a little bit of that story. What happened? And
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. I love talking about my brother. It like keeps him alive in my mind, which is great. The nicest dude, the dude with the biggest heart, one of the smartest dudes, hilarious, biggest assholes ever as well. But yeah, when he passed away in 2006, car accident.
How old was he?
He's 21. And I was a freshman in college. So like, heartbreaker. But
wow, car accident.
Yeah. But man, like, just like a dude who like had your back, like had everybody's back, which was like so incredible to me that like a 21-year-old could ingratiate himself with so many people that like everyone's like, oh yeah, my best friend is Velo. My best friend is Velo. It's like, okay, this motherfucker ain't got like that capacity to be everyone's best friend, but he did. That's just like sort of who he was, and like to this day, people are still like, yeah, like my best friend, and like Velo like did this and that for me. It's crazy.
Was he? Was he your best friend?
Yeah. So like a lot of my favorite movies, a lot of the things like food, music, a lot of like my fondest memories were like with my big bro. And like,
what's the sibling makeup? Like, how many siblings do you have?
Yeah, mom, I'm playing around. There's 5 of us. So like oldest sister. I'll give you their names. Reuschal will probably make more sense. So Shaquita, my oldest, then Chavelo, then Rinaldo, then Reuschal, and then Shamail.
All unique names.
All very unique.
And what's your mother's name?
Sandra.
What? Okay, and then your father.
Never met him.
Never met your father.
Never met him.
Never met your father ever.
Never met him. The dude.
You don't know his name?
No.
Your mother didn't tell you your father's name.
No.
Okay. First of all, give me a second. Are we going down a path that you rather not go down?
I mean, I'm an open book.
Those people who say that are never open books. It's like, I'm an open book. You can read chapters 1 through 3.
Yeah.
But the rest of the book,
the rest is still unwritten.
The rest is still unwritten. But okay, dang, another tangent. You know Natasha Bedingfield?
Of course I know Natasha.
Did you see this whole thing recently with the whole TikTok thing? She
Um,
got the biggest booty in the world. Not the biggest booty in the world, but it's kind of crazy back there. Did you not see this?
I haven't seen it.
Bro. So on TikTok, they like remixed her song.
Okay.
Black folks.
Yeah,
They put,
I've
like-
seen the dances.
You see the dances?
Yeah.
So she actually saw that, did it one herself, and there's one dance where like they're like shaking her butt, they got the pants like pulled down. She did that. And it's wild back there. And people are like, what the fuck? When did Natasha Bedingfield get a... And then you go back and look at pictures, and it has been crazy for years. So
Wow.
that song just got better. The rest of her life, it was unwritten, apparently.
Changed for you. That's funny.
Anyways, going back to something more serious. Did you ask? What is his name?
When I was younger, I did. So we all have different dads.
Okay.
I told you my mom wasn't playing around.
Okay.
So we all of us are like basically like half siblings, but we all grew up in the same house. So like they're like my blood siblings. They're
What
like,
the
all
hell?
full.
What?
Yeah. So, and they all knew their fathers. They all like had relationships with the fathers. I was the only one who did not. As you sort of like lose your mind, dude.
I am swirling in my chair right now.
Yeah.
Again, another this. Like I consider you, bro, like a best friend. Bro,
Yeah, you're mine.
You're my brother, bro.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
Again, like close to 10, maybe more. I'm not thinking about it right now. And I swear to God, I've never. How did we not? This is the problem with male relationships. How is this my best friend, my brother, and I don't even know this? I mean, I know a part of this.
Yeah.
But this aspect, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's funny, like, and I don't know. I mean, you don't necessarily need to, but so I'm in therapy, like, thank God, and like
Right now.
yeah. And so like just recently, like it was my last session, like sort of began to like unpack this. It's not like terribly traumatic, but like people might hear and be like, "Yo, that is fucked up."
Do you mind if I just share like your age generally?
Yeah.
People know?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
33.
33. Yeah.
Okay.
Scottie Pippen.
Got it.
So like anyway, growing up, siblings like would just roast the hell out of me. Like you don't know your daddy. You don't know your daddy.
We're so mean.
Yeah,
to people.
very mean
Yeah.
to each other. And so when I was young, it was like, Mom, like I don't know who my daddy is. And I had a stepdad in my life at the time who my mom's like, that's your daddy. And in my head, I'm like, no, the hell he's not. Like stepdad for a reason. That dude wasn't there with you when I was born. I mean, he came to my life when I was like 6 years old. So I know he isn't my dad. But
Did you raise all the rest of your siblings as well?
Yeah.
Okay. He was everyone's stepdad.
Yeah. And like so there's this guy named Brule, and this probably isn't his name, but like in the South, everyone just like gives you nicknames and like don't say names correctly anyway. But his name was Brule. Couldn't spell it if I wanted to, but he come around like, and this dude was like my granddad's age, this like heavy set dude. He like chewed tobacco, so like his teeth were brown, the ones that he had. And like my aunt got in on the jokes and be like, Reuschal, your daddy here. And like, this dude would like walk into the house and like, I would cry every time he showed up. 'Cause I'm like, that's not my daddy.
Hold on, bro. Jesus Christ. Why am I? This is. Bro, oh my God. There was a man in this town of Conyers, Georgia, that would walk around some big, heavy set black man chewing tobacco, brown teeth named Brule. And then people would be like, that's your daddy.
Yeah.
My God, bro.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that's hilarious.
So it was a running joke.
Brule is your daddy.
Yeah. From like my aunts and uncles and my siblings was like, like we're gonna make fun of this child who doesn't know who his dad is. But anyway,
I'm laughing at it. I'm sorry. This is not funny.
It's totally fine.
It's just because of who I know who you are. Wow, I'm so sorry. This is not funny. Go ahead.
It's totally fine. But I sort of like told myself early on that like
Brule.
Just like give Christian a moment.
I'm sorry, dude.
Get the laughs out.
Because when you said Brule, I've never encountered a name like that. First of all, we thought Reuschal was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Then it kept going. Like your five siblings was like, okay, unique, but not like. But then Brule?
Yeah. And it probably isn't even the man's name.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
But man, I sort of like told myself early on. So like where I'm from, like it is the South, and like not a lot of folks do a lot of things. It's like I grew up in basically like the racist South.
Yeah.
White black community, but like no one was going anywhere, white or black. Like you just sort of like hung around Conyers. And so like I sort of grew up like, man, I don't want to be around any of this shit. So like I'm gonna get out of here.
Wow.
And like not only did I use that for fuel to like, make my way out of Conyers, I love it to death. Cheers to the rock is how I feel. But I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. And so like
Cheers to Rock is like Cheers to Rockdale County, Connors, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I didn't want any part of it, so like I had to like get myself out of there. And so a part of the fire for me was like, okay, my uncles are going to jail for weed charges, so like not doing the weed shit. You know, people who are graduating or like working at Waffle House, no disrespect, but like I'm definitely not doing that. So like, you know, I learned a lot of like what to do by seeing what not to do. And a part of that for me was also like not having a father. So like that was like motivation. But I also like just like put it out of my mind. Like, you know, my granddad was like very present in my life, very, very like instrumental in like who I am as a man. You know, my big brother, like despite, you know, terrorizing me with like jokes sometimes, but like it was also always like very loving and caring.
Chevello.
Bello.
Yeah, Bello.
Yeah. But like, you know, my stepdad, though problematic, like, you know, loved these 5 kids. They're not his own. And, you know, I appreciate that. So, you know, I didn't have like a biological father. Really didn't have like a perfect father figure. But I put a lot of it on myself to like, yo, you know this is not right. You know this is not what you want. So just go do it. And I don't know if you saw the Will Smith episode. Like I'm sure everyone have seen it before. Like, you know, how come you don't want me with his dad? When I was young, I felt that like, dang man. And then I was like, let's stop feeling that way. And I did. I just stopped feeling that way. I stopped feeling like I was experiencing a loss because like, you know, this man, you know, doesn't want to be a part of my life. I stopped seeing it that way.
How old?
12, 13, I think.
Wow. It's so wild to think about. I just recently had a conversation with our friend, Garrett, and similar, not the same, but similar.
Yeah.
Myself included, having to just stuff, essentially, things that we feel we can't change, and just saying, fuck your emotions. They're not serving you. Something so pivotal, pivotal as like your father's presence in your life. And in your case, I mean, he knew who his father was. I have seen my father, I know who my father is. You literally have never seen your father. You don't know his name. And thinking about your like how you have to always say your name all the time when you meet people. To me, there's something there.
Yeah, perhaps.
You don't know your father's name.
Yeah.
Well, that's wow.
Yeah, and man, like, you know, I want to pause just for a second and like, my mom is incredible. I mean, I could talk for hours about like, you know, this woman's fortitude, like her strength, like just like a massive heart, for like, you know, not only her family but like community. And anyone in Conyers, Rockdale County, you know, they know who Sandra is because like she does so much for like the people. And I mean, raising 5 kids, like, dang, right? Like it was very, very hard. So like, you know, not having a dad was just like one of the hard things that you know, I had to experience and that I had to go through. But it was also just like, you know, one of the things that sort of served as like ammunition for me to like get myself out of there, right? So, you know, I'm the first in my family to go to and complete college. I mean, some went before me, but like none of them completed it. So first, you know, to get a bachelor's degree, you know, the first person in my family to like join a Greek letter organization, and then my sister then followed me, and then like some other folks. The first person in my family to get an advanced degree, so I'm a lawyer. You know, Teach for America. So like I blazed my own trail. But like I had a lot of examples of what not to do, right? I'm not a dad yet, but like, you know, I have a big example of like what not to do. And so, you know, after a while it became like, yo, that's his loss. You know what I mean? That's his bad that like he doesn't have a relationship with me. I don't care to like have a relationship with whomever this dude is. Now, imagine like this guy coming around now and be like, yo, hey, I'm your dad. Like, bruh, peace out, all right? But yeah, man, I it's just like one of the things that like I soldiered on. I will be transparent in that like I am a point now where like I'm blazing my own trail in my career. It'd be nice, and like I know friends who like rely on their dads for like advice, who've like been down the path that they've been down. So like my dad's a lawyer, so I'm a lawyer. My dad's a doctor, so I'm a doctor. My dad's in business, so I'm in business, and I can go to him for like advice or whatever. I see that. Sometimes I'm envious. It's very cool. But I'm just like, yo, you've done all these other things, so just keep doing your thing.
First of all, I tend to like do the applaud button, and I would do that right now, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, please don't do it anymore.
It feels like you don't like the
effects.
sound effects. But it's obviously deserving of it, but I feel that, you know what I mean? That's real.
Yeah.
And that's extremely commendable to kind of make it up as you go and not have anyone to kind of learn from or to get about. You said you soldier on, warriors, they accrue wounds though, even if you're looking at it or not. But bro, like, if you're you stopped asking I'm sorry, I can't get off of it. You stopped asking your mother like what his name was. He just eventually. Do you think that she knows?
She probably knows. I hope. Not for my sake, but like
I don't know your mother that well. I'm not making any comment on your mom.
Yeah.
But I'm figuring out like what do you believe is keeping her from sharing his name with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever had that conversation with
her? Younger. So sidebar. So my aunt Dunn. There's speculation that like his name is Russell, actually Russell, hilariously, right? But my mom denied that. So like it isn't this Russell person. But my mom, but my like years ago, like maybe like 9 or 10 years ago. No, yeah, damn, I graduated. That's crazy. I finished undergrad like 10 years ago. But my aunt told me that, like, I saw your daddy, not Brule. I saw your daddy in, like, a town over. And like,
what aunt is this? Like, I saw your daddy over here.
Yeah.
This your daddy right here?
Yeah, my aunt Dunt. She's a firecracker, bro. But, like, yeah, I cussed him out. Like, so she cussed this man out that, like, like basically read off my resume. And I was like, he don't need you. And she told me this. And I'm like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. Like, you're yelling, cussing out a man for, on my behalf. And I didn't ask you to do that, but you felt compelled. And my mom was like, yeah, I don't know if she cussed out, but like, probably ain't your daddy.
Probably ain't your daddy.
Like this Russell guy isn't my dad.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, this is weird. Like, okay, thanks for letting me know that this dude probably isn't my dad. I sure as fuck hope not, because like, sucks that my name is like Reuschal, some variation of a dude who like, had nothing to do with me, right?
Oh wait, so but you weren't were you named after this Russell?
Hell no,
okay,
I wasn't named after that guy.
Right,
but
right.
like, how convenient, right?
Right.
Funny, the story behind my name really is that like the Braves were playing, I think the Chicago Cubs. My mom was in labor with me in the hospital, and like he was the opposing pitcher on the other team. So
okay,
Rick Reuschal is his name.
Okay,
or Reuschal, or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, my aunt just like cussed this random guy out that like isn't confirmed as my dad. But man, after a while, I was just like, yo, I don't care. And like people have been like, you should want to know who your dad is. And my response is always like, why? The only compelling reason is someone told me once that like, a lot of like hereditary diseases. So, or like diseases, excuse me. I guess diseases is right.
Yeah.
So like you should want to know, if something is perhaps like, in your gene pool.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's compelling.
Yeah.
Is it compelling enough for me to like try and like, be a detective to determine who my dad is? Nah.
Okay, first of all, I commend you on all the like steps you've made to like develop yourself, but I also commend you on like not harboring resentment towards your mother in this experience. Because I mean, I don't have that. I don't have your experience.
Yeah.
But in mine, I kind of somehow blamed my mother for like all of it. Because again, little fun fact, well, you know this, I think. I was born, my name was Oliver Johnson, right? My name was Oliver Johnson until I was like 13, 14 years old, because my mother named me after the wrong man. And his name was Oliver, and obviously. And that wasn't my father. But then I found out who my father was when I was like 2, 3 years old, but still lived with this other man's name, and I didn't get it changed legally until I was 14. So, but all of this, but then my actual father wasn't even present in my life. So all of this confusion and stuff, I kind of put it all on my mom. Like, you know, I didn't blame these other people. I couldn't really, because I didn't have access to them to do so. But how did you not, like, eventually be like, why won't you tell me his name? How could you just allow her to keep saying, no, I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm not going to tell you. And still be okay.
So, like, it wasn't, well, one, like, my stepdad was, like,
Right
in
there.
my life.
Got it.
Right? And, like, I wasn't, like, always asking. Like, I mean, she would see everyone, like, she'd see Brule come around and, like, just shake her head and laugh along with everyone else. Like in hindsight, I'm like, yo, okay, Mom, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And, like, but, like, the tears stopped when I was, like, 6 or 7. You know what I mean? I stopped crying about that, like, very early on. And I couldn't be mad at my mom. Like this lady's like has poured so much into me. This lady has like given me so much. You know how like, you know, Father's Day celebrate like moms, like,
who step in, moms or fathers.
Yeah. But like, bro, that's my mom. Like, I mean, anything that I ever needed, ever wanted, like my mom came through. And so like I could never be mad at her, but also like, what was it going to serve me? You know what I mean? Like, okay, Reuschal, this is this man's name. This is where he lives. Like, you think I'm about to go like, hey, like, you know, you're my dad? Like, hell no, bro. Like, because, you know, if you and mom had sex, you know, I assume she told you that she was pregnant. You know when this child was born, and you was just like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, no child support or nothing. Like, yeah, I'm cool on that. And you think I'm about to go and try and find you? Like, I live my life doing things by seeing what not to do. So, like, why would I go and, like, try to find the perfect example of what not to do? Bro, I got no desire. I hope you're well. I wish you well, whomever you are. But, like, I got no desire to try and form any sort of like bond relationship, because, like, you know, you basically are an anti-example for me. And so I'm like, you know, I sort of like steer my life clear of those situations.
Okay. Hey, listen, I got nothing. You're right, you know. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't absolutely, you know, agree, but that's cool. That's why we're two different people.
Yeah.
Well, man, all right. Well, changing gears a bit.
Yeah.
Changing gears a bit. So you said you are a lawyer. Are you? I know that you went to law school, and you're, you know, right now. Are you happy? Like you learned what to be by seeing what not to be. So it sounds reactive. It sounds like in a response to. And I remember one thing you actually said to me, and I think I said this on a previous podcast, where I've been someone who kind of changes my external sometimes, like my hair, my facial hair, even just like kind of how I am. You know, I shift. Over the years, you've seen that and said, like, dude, what are you what are you running from, you know?
Mm.
And I'd be like, man, I'm not running from anything. I'm running to something. And I, similar to you having to try to make it up, it's been more of an exploratory thing for me where I'm just doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this other thing. Where from you, it sounds like you're doing things in response to. That sounds negative. Tell me how you, and I'm curious to know, how has that worked out? Are you happy? Like, do you think that you created this thing for you that feels designed by Reuschal, or feels as a default, or it feels like this is what I should have done to prove to these people that I could do it without my father?
Yeah, and it's so funny that like we keep bringing up the father piece. Like, bro, honestly, like it never crosses my mind. Like I have like chips on my shoulder that really ain't one of them. You know what I mean? It's so far out of my head. But like, as far as my life is concerned, so my granddad has this saying. I mentioned him earlier. My granddad has this saying, and it's like it's my life's mantra. If you don't know, you don't go, and if you don't go, you don't grow.
Unpack it, please.
So my granddad grew up in like the South, you know, Jim Crow South. He was a sharecropper, very, very smart. His dad was a sharecropper on this white man's land, and when my granddad was in like the 6th grade, the white man came to him and was like, "I need you to go pull your boys out of school and get them in the field."
When your granddad was in the 6th grade, a white man came to your granddad?
My granddad's father.
Your granddad's father said, I need you to get them out of school and work them in this field.
Yes.
Wow.
Or get off of my land.
Wow.
So my granddad had to drop out of school when he was in 6th grade. And you know, my granddad later on went on to like join the army. Wow. He went on to, you know, work at a like a freight facility for a bunch of years. My granddad's a pastor. My granddad like built my grandma's house. My granddad has like built so many other things. He's a farmer. I mean, my granddad is like an enterprising or brilliant person with only a formal like education to the 6th grade. But he like never stopped learning. He always asked questions. He was always very curious. If he couldn't read it or do whatever, he like watched somebody and then he could emulate it very, very well. And like, how lucky am I that like, you know, that dude's my granddad, and like, I had the opportunity to like learn from him. So like a lot of things I know how to do, I learned because of my granddad. And so when it comes to like, you know, being reactive, for me, I'm just like, I'm learning things, and as I learn them, I get the opportunity to like, you know, blaze a trail for myself. And then from that experience, I can look back on it and say, all right, I grew from that. And now I can like, you know, learn and go and grow again. And so, you know, whenever me and my granddad talk, he's still alive, thankfully, you know, he's always just like, keep going, right? Don't stop, keep going. And in my mind, because if you don't know, you don't go. And if you don't go, you don't grow. So he's always like, when he's always saying, keep going, it's like, yeah, you know, keep doing this stuff. And so, you know, that sort of has been my approach to a lot of stuff. And so like, I approach every single day with like this curiosity of like, all right, man, like, you know, what can we do? So am I happy where I am? I have to look back from where I came, and I'm blown away by where I am. I'm not like,
I'm not talking about career-wise and everything like that. I'm talking about, are you happy with like Reuschal? Are you happy with that?
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Heck yes. Because, man, I think I was sharing this just I think last night or the other day, but like, man, I've seen a lot of stuff. I'm only 33, and I've seen stuff that like, you know, people wouldn't believe. I could write a book. I could, you know, write a movie about my life, and like, you know, it'd be fucking crazy. Like sitting here today and like things that I experienced, like the attitude, my outlook, yeah. But I still have like so much room to like to grow. But yeah, bro, I'm like I'm pretty pleased with like, you know, how I've shaped up.
Dude, I don't know. For me, I just keep. It's tough for me to ask more questions because, like, when my mind kind of fixates on it, I just how interesting it is for me that your whole stuff with your name and just having like to always repeat that and like you don't like. I don't know. Anyways, moving on from that, one thing that you, in our friendship you expressed to me like having grown through a. You said you had a stutter when you were a kid. The reason why I bring, I'm just curious. So you had and were you the only one of your siblings that had a speech impediment?
Yeah, speech impediment, anger issues, a bunch of stuff, man. They wanted to like hold me back, and so funny story. And I'll get to like the speech impediment in a second. I told my kindergarten teacher that my mom told me that black folks are better than white folks, like to her white face.
Yeah.
And
good job, bro.
Yeah, right.
Exercising judgment.
Got destroyed for that one. But I couldn't talk. like I couldn't get words out of my mouth. I was like also very angry, very young, and so like, you know, they threatened to like hold me back, not only for like the anger, but also because like I guess developmentally I wasn't like keeping up.
Wait. So why you told your teacher that black folks were better than? Why did you say that?
Just like out of anger. That was just sort of like tying in my anger issues.
Oh, okay.
Miss Dunbar. I didn't really rock with her since I was like. That's what my mama told me. That like better than y'all.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't speak. So my aunt Dunt, one time, my brothers were going over to her house to like spend the night with my cousin, and I'm like the youngest of like the group of boys, and I wanted to go. And she was like, all right, you can spend the night if you can say this phrase. And the phrase was Cali Copper, Cali Cat.
Oh, my God, bro. Wow.
And, like, we're all at my grandma's house on this porch. It's like a carport. Like, everyone's out there. It's like a summer evening. Like, you know, we just spent hours at my grandma's house. And, you know, everyone's getting ready to go home, go separate ways. And, like, my mom just approved for my brothers to go to my auntie's house. And my aunt's house was always so much fun. She had snacks and, like, we could hang out. We can stay up late. It was just always fun. My cousin had, like, all the dope figurines, like, the wrestling guys. And so it was fun going over there. And so, like, everyone's like, all right, Reuschal, you're up. Wow. And so, Cali Copper, Cali Cat was what I needed to say.
You can say it now.
Tally top, tally tat. That's what I said. Tally top, tally tat.
Oh, my God.
And, like, just, like, took me forever to get it out. And Mom was like, sorry you lose.
Are you serious?
Did not go spend the night
What?
over at their house. Yeah.
First, listen, I love your family, but this Aunt Dunn is like...
Yeah, but like she has the biggest heart, bro. She has the biggest heart.
When did it show up?
She's always had it. Dog, my family is sick, but I love them all. Yeah, so like went home crying, but... That was.
I see why you're in therapy. I see why you go to therapy now.
This is actually never come up in therapy. But like that was the catalyst for me to be really intentional about learning how to talk, learning how to like speak, you know, decently, I guess. And so I would like, read out loud. My mom would work with me, sometimes violently, to like make sure that like, I could read and keep up. She was determined to make sure that I wasn't going to be held back. Like all my siblings are way smarter than me, all of them, but I'm the most accomplished, like go figure. But like, I was like, okay, that ain't gonna happen to me again. I won't, be caught not being able to say Cali Copper, Cali fucking cat, right?
Wow.
And like, I majored in like public relations and speech in college. I had a professor who told me that like I gave the most amazing speech he had ever seen in his 20 plus years of like public relations. Like he had never given someone a perfect score on this presentation, but he gave me one. He was like, I was blown away by your oratory skills. And like I grew up like watching people on the news and like all that. So the same way people like learn English by doing that, I learned how to talk. And like to this day, I'll just like go stare in the mirror and like, try and, talk through words and make sure that like, I can speak. Yeah. But like, shout out to my aunt for like, lighting a fire under my ass. Otherwise I still sound like a, stuttering country bumpkin. No disrespect to the stuttering country bumpkin. I mean, it's just tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Winston Churchill also stuttered.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And the way that he worked through it was he would like hum. What was that movie with Colin Firth? Or the King's Speech, I think.
Speech, yeah.
It's like based on real life.
Yeah.
Although that's a different dude. But anyway, Winston Churchill stuttered, and the way that he would work through is like he'd say like give his brain the moment to pause to like figure out what word he was trying to say, and then like he like work through it and say it. So everyone has like their different devices and like how they could like come through it. And so for a while, I emulated what Churchill did. So I'd be talking and I'm like, people like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, my bad. I'm trying to like get my words together. So like that only worked for a short while. So people had picked up on me like verbally trying to use this like device, and so I had to switch it up. So I had to just go back to just like speaking, open your mouth, and like doing whatever. So, I mean, there are still words that I can't get out. If I'm excited, forget about it.
What are these words? What are these? Do you know? You don't know off the top of your head?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
Trouble words.
Yeah, trouble words. And like if I'm excited, have a seat because it'll take this guy a while.
The thing is, like in my, like I said, known 10 plus years, I never felt like you had, and maybe you worked through this before you met me or before I met you. I never felt like you had a speech impediment. And but
appreciate that.
Yeah. But I guess you've done all the work prior to that.
Yeah, it still work.
Yeah, it still work. It still work, huh?
Yeah. I mean, man, I like everyone has their flaws and like everyone has a thing that they are like self-conscious about.
Yeah.
Like I said like earlier, like I love meeting people, and like it's difficult if you can't like communicate with people. I love communicating, and I want to be understood. I want people to like hear me clearly. I guess like saying Reuschal like 30 times helps, right? It's just a mouthful, but yeah, I something that like I want to like continue to get better, and I still got a long way to go.
Dude, that's why actually this is really a gift for me. Like I know I say thank you for coming down to guest or whatever, but thank you, like genuinely thank you, because like our friendship has been deep already, but like it's just deepening through this conversation. Like I'm over here sitting like, wow, I'm actually extremely proud of you, bro. Like, and no woe is you. There's nothing like, you did your thing, you a man, whatever. But seriously, like, whoa, like I'm proud of you, bro. Like I feel like there's a lot of shit that could have easily been like, man, like I'm done. Like fuck this shit. I can't even introduce myself to people without a fucking obstacle. But But good shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I'm actually learning to like be cool with like, receiving praise. So
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, for real. And then we're gonna end, but I wanted to just say something that you always say. I think it's quite interesting, and then we'll call it quits and get out of here. But you are from Atlanta, Georgia, or Conyers, Georgia.
Yeah.
A city of losing sports teams, and I'm from that was a dig, and I'm from Los Angeles, California, a city of winning sports teams.
City of champions.
City of champions. This is generally. And you would always say that there's something to be said. You think that there's something there that people from winning sports cities are just generally more optimistic about life versus people from losing sports cities are generally just more pessimistic about life. And would you share that? I'm curious. Go ahead. What's your philosophy behind that?
Yeah, I wish we should have like discussed things that were going to be discussed on this podcast because I would have never agreed to come on here, especially with this last dig. But I mean, you pretty much like captured it. I fundamentally believe that certain cities produce people that have like a different disposition. Like it's like very similar to like outliers. I think that like if you live in a city that is like frothy with like winning and success, you can't help but to like be caught up in that. So, and even if you're not even into sports, frankly, because like it's breaking news, it's big news. You can't like hide or run from it. You can't get away from it. Then people who you interact are like giving off this energy. So in Atlanta, we got 1 W, well 2 now. Thank God for Atlanta United winning in 2017 or 17. But the Atlanta Braves, that is our like 1995, our single like crowning moment of achievement. So anybody that you meet, whether they are a Braves fan or a Falcons fan or a Hawks fan, Jesus, we had a hockey team of Thrashers that were such losers that they got sold off.
That's such losers.
They legit. We're like, all right, we're gonna move this franchise to like Winnipeg, and so like we grow up. And it's like, dang, man, I can't even root for this sorry-ass team because, like, they suck. Like, man, everything sucks. And, like, you talk to, you go to a game and, like, everyone's like, man, y'all already know how they gonna do. So, like, everyone is just, like, always like, yeah, we already know how this about to go down, right? And like, that stuff, no matter how hard you try to, like, guard from that, it bleeds over into where you see things like, oh, yeah, of course, like this was gonna end poorly.
I think that's so real, dude, because like when I look at a city like New York City.
Yeah.
When the Knicks are doing well or their sports teams are doing well, it's very clear that the city's electric. Like, boom,
yes.
boom, 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 because it's such like a cesspool, not cesspool, it's so concentrated of energy.
Yeah.
That you can feel it.
Yeah.
When the teams suck, there's like a general like low,
yeah,
like ooh no, or the Knicks are weak,
Yeah.
So I feel like that's real.
Yeah, but like
that's why I'm always happy.
Yeah, listen.
I grew up when I was my formative years, 13. The Lakers back to back to back.
Listen,
like
can you imagine growing up in LA? Really, at any time, like the Lakers always fucking won, and so people who are from LA are just like, yeah. Like I can do anything. The world is mine. I am a champion. Boston, even worse than, or like I guess worse is a wrong word, but from Atlanta. Right. But like Boston is like an even bigger example.
Yeah.
Like people who grew up in Tom Brady's era, all y'all know is winning. But even before that, the Celtics, all they did was win. Like back in the day. So like imagine your mom, your dad, if you know them. are like these fans, like they're pouring into children like, yo, you can do anything, and you see the visuals. This is rooted in nothing but like my life experience. It's not scientific at all,
right? But
I really do believe that if you grow up in a town where you were used to winning, it has an impact on like how your outlook,
your general disposition in life.
Yeah.
I just thought that was actually pretty unique and profound when you were saying it to me. Unfortunate for you. Fortunate.
Listen, our day is gonna come, but I refuse to bring children into this world if my city can't get it together. So,
Well, on that note, bro, I think first of all, thank you so much for your vulnerability. Thank you so much for your time, dude. Seriously, I don't know how we can be friends and have been friends, and things like this have not come up. But I guess it takes for microphones in our face and headphones to get there.
Yo, bro, thanks for having me, man. This has been fun. I'm a big fan of the show, so I appreciate you for getting me on here.
Of course, dude. Is there anything that you want? I don't know if you're on social media. I think you're off and on like me, but social media, anywhere people can follow you if they like. Let's plug your stuff.
Nothing much to plug. And if you follow me, I only have a Twitter.
And you're very active on Twitter.
Very active. It's the best social media platform. It's better than all the other ones combined. Yeah.
Follow him at?
It's at Reuschal, if you know how to spell it. Go figure.
I'm not even going to spell it. I've been spelling it. I'm not even going to spell it. You at Reuschal. Alrighty, man. Thank you so much. And we're out.